dog ever.
There's no place in America that has more barbecue per capita than we have right here in Lockhart.
We've made it 124 years without doing any knee-jerk reactions.
You didn't need sauce to put on the meat. The meat was good.
You know, we were barbecue when barbecue wasn't cool.
It's a lifestyle. It's in our culture. It's in our blood.
Blacks, Terry Blacks, Kreitz and Smitty's all have a little intermingling in the family.
One day there's going to be a movie about the drama in barbecue.
All families have disagreements. It's just ours was widely known all over the world.
2 massive barbecue feuds. That's more than most towns have. Most towns don't even have one.
3, 1, 2, 3. The twins, did they stir the pot? I figured they would say some things that were inaccurate.
Come on in.
It's an astronomical amount of billboards with his name plastered all over it. That's kind of his MO, is to just keep firing lawsuits at us.
We have recently settled the lawsuit.
He cut the poles down at the base.
So not true. Oh my gosh.
He didn't want a little sister coming in and ever telling him what to do, which I did not do.
Oh, that's a big old middle finger. There's no other way to see it.
I don't think I would have opened this restaurant with my family members.
My job is to drive around the state and try all the barbecue that I can.
People lined up behind the counter there and they were all watching him eat.
Is it juicy? Is it tender? And is it well seasoned? Those are the things that your barbecue needs to be in order to be really considered for this list. The most anticipated food ranking out there, just about any publication does.
It's nothing like being at the #1 barbecue restaurant.
We never dreamed it was going to be the front car.
Been extremely successful whether we're on the list or not on the list. Okay?
The fact that you have all that coming together in one place, I mean, it is officially the capital of Texas barbecue.
There's, I don't know, an assumption that paleontology is done and that we've found everything.
It's an assumption that Texas Science and Natural History Museum paleontologist Liam Norris hopes to crush.
My research essentially lets us create a food chain of a certain ecosystem.
Painting a picture of how giants lived, giants like the Diplodocus. To give you an idea just how big Diplodocus is, this is its femur, and I'm 6'6". It stands among other giant sauropods like the Brontosaurus' silhouette behind me, and this is the Brontosaurus' skull, its teeth meant for eating plants.
Dinosaurs could not chew, so they would actually swallow their food whole.
While a student at UT, Norris took teeth from the Diplodocus and 4 other ancient animals, looking for calcium deposits.
When we eat food, the calcium in that food is incorporated into our skeleton. You can figure out which plant eaters are eating which plants and which meat eaters are eating which plant eaters.
The study revealed something surprising. Unlike other long-necked dinosaurs like the Brontosaurus,
Diplodocus was likely eating a little bit on the ground as it walked along, but then also it probably brought its head up.
And one meat eater, the Allosaurus, dined more aggressively,
just tearing the flesh off the bone.
For Norris, the picture of ancient life is more than just discovery. It colors in the margins of our understanding of our own world.
This research has added to the story of evolution and thus our origin story.
In Austin, Eric Hendrickson, KXAN News.
Minutes outside of San Marcos, the community of Martindale is fighting.
Go ahead, Mayor.
Thank you.
Speak.
Over a broken road.
Please let me finish.
Go ahead.
A cemetery.
More than one sentence.
And a lot of money.
$6.7 million. Just say that again, 6.7.
Down the street from City Hall, tucked between the tree line and the San Marcos River, is the historic landmark at the center of the city's years-long disagreement.
We started finding more headstones.
For years, Cindy Woolley and her family and friends have come to the Creighton Sproul Cemetery to care for the graves of their ancestors.
I'm 6th generation from him.
And the people their ancestors enslaved.
We would find headstones and bases in that ravine.
And I'm like, okay, what else are we not aware of?
In 2023, Woolley and her cousins paid for ground-penetrating radar to locate what they suspected were unmarked graves.
When he'd find one, he would stick the little flags there. It's a 29, I think he found. Everywhere there was a little flag, we put these headstones.
The discovery of dozens of graves have now stopped the most expensive public project in Martindale. In 2021, the Texas General Land Office awarded the city more than $6.6 million in grant money for flood mitigation. It came after the city experienced forceful flash flooding in 2015 that caused damage to several homes across Martindale. The city's plan since then has been to redirect floodwater from the main road through town to a ravine just feet away from the graves in the Creighton Sproul Cemetery. But 4 years and 3 mayors later, construction on the project has not started.
The cemetery became a huge problem. It felt wrong because there are slaves that are buried there. I think that really started to upset a lot of people.
In February, the Creighton Sproul Cemetery Association and Woolley sued the city to stop it from using eminent domain to take possession of the burial site and to formalize the association's ownership of the property. But in July, with just over a year left until the grant expires, the mayor received a letter from the Texas Historical Commission instructing the city to halt the project.
They said, you are not allowed to do anything. Don't pick up a shovel. Don't continue to work on easement acquisitions.
The Historical Commission said the proposed construction would likely be in violation of a Texas Health and Safety Code provision, prohibiting work that would disturb a cemetery. The state agency also raised concerns about the impacts of floodwaters on existing graves.
We need to see the writing on the wall and know that we have no time to finish the project. We have no time to start the project.
It's not fair for a half dozen people in this town trying to stop this project. It benefits everybody in this city. And I want to know, my question, how much do we have to pay back?
According to the mayor and grant administrator, the city has already spent more than $1 million of the grant, money it will likely have to repay to the state. And the mayor says so far, the General Land Office has denied the city's request for another extension on the project.
The culvert's coming down the middle of the road, and it takes a 45 here, and it's going to go this way.
Current and former city leaders are among those who hope the grant project can still be completed, despite the challenges.
This is the natural flow, and the work here is not in the floodway.
I think part of the concern is like, where would the construction itself be happening?
This is basically the edge of it. There should be a marker over here somewhere that shows the, here it is, right here. There's your marker.
Despite the markers being several feet away from the recently discovered graves, project supporters believe the construction won't harm the cemetery and say the changes would prevent erosion of the ravine between the road and the graves.
No one's trying to do anything bad here. It's save it. It's actually an improvement in the long run.
That was James Creighton.
Woolley says she never imagined the historic site her family has maintained for decades would be an obstacle for the city.
It's been ignored all these years. Why now? Why? Because of a project that they're wanting to push through. So, yeah. And I don't know. Too sentimental for my own good. But
it is no longer an active shooter. The Forerunner crashed out, and the suspect took off in a white Volkswagen.
3 people are dead after a 32-year-old man shot and killed them in this Target parking lot in North Austin Monday.
This is a very sad day for Austin. It's a very sad day for us all.
Police say the suspect, who they have not publicly named yet, fled this scene in a stolen vehicle, which Police Chief Lisa Davis said belonged to a shooting victim. The suspect then crashed near Mopac and Spicewood Springs Road. You can see a car on top of another at that scene. Police say the suspect then stole another vehicle from this parking lot and took off again. He was then arrested by APD roughly 20 miles from the Target here in South Austin.
Does have a mental health history. But all of that is very new. This is a new very, early in the investigation at this point, but he has been apprehended.
People inside the Target, including employees, described the chaotic moments. Shots were fired outside and police rushed in.
I hear on the radio, shots fired. I kind of just froze at first, but then, I saw everyone running.
Target sharing a statement saying in part, quote, "We are devastated by the violence that occurred today at our store in Austin, Texas. In the days ahead, we will continue partnering with law enforcement and will be providing support resources, including grief counseling, to our team."
This has never happened. We have had to deal with crazy customers, but, nothing like this.
A 24-hour ordeal ended with a leaving people nearby with many questions and concerns.
And thank God authorities got out here before it turned into something even bigger.
On Tuesday evening, a call was received from a concerned citizen about potential bomb material inside of a residence.
APD Police Chief Lisa Davis says 66-year-old Stephen Aldrich was arrested at the home. It's a name they know well.
Our SWAT team and our EOD is familiar with him and his bomb-making shenanigans from the past.
According to APD, Aldrich had previous explosives-related arrests in Williamson County for felony prohibited weapon. And according to the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, he was an inmate from September 2019 until he was released to parole in August 2022.
And he had, until yesterday, about 2 weeks to go on his parole.
Law enforcement told us they decided to detonate the material at the home because it was the safest option.
This was such a quantity and the volatility of the chemical consideration that we decided that the safest thing would be to do a controlled detonation inside the house so that we weren't moving this across the city of Austin.
Now, this is the aftermath after the detonation. You can see some of the debris that's been piled up here, and the home has been boarded up after that explosion. Authorities telling us that the explosive device was found in the suspect's room, and there was other explosive material found throughout the house.
These were homemade chemicals that he was making and manufacturing. So what his plan was, I cannot say, but it was absolutely enough to destroy a home.
For those living nearby, a sense of relief, knowing the damage could have been much worse.
It's truly scary that something like this can happen in our neighborhood. I mean, it really is.
Nabil Ramadna, KXAN News.
The Texas summer is brutal, so it's hot. We handle air conditioning, full system installs, which is what we're doing here. This is by far our biggest project, putting in some air conditioning for the dog kennels out here. And we're just really excited to be out here to help them. We needed to get these puppies some air conditioning.
This building here that we're getting AC in is about 15 years old. We are a no-kill animal shelter in Leander. We rescue from over 51 shelter partners across the state, and we give those pets a second chance at love and keep them here until they find a home. It gets really hot, and especially these last few summers, the heat has been extreme. It's gotten to a point where the temporary solutions are no longer working, and so we're very excited to have this permanent solution for the dogs. It's going to be life-changing for them. It's going to be great for the dogs, it's going to be great for our staff and volunteers as well, and I think they're really going to be very relieved to get some cool air.
It's really important to be able to do something good, and it's rewarding.
Laborers have been sawing and chopping debris.
Did we already cut this up?
Dragging it into massive piles like these.
I was going to try to get this out, but I can't. So
All while still searching for missing people after the 4th of July weekend floods.
But what's going on out here is absolutely devastating.
As you can feel, emotions heightened.
Frustrated, yes, I am.
Tension growing as the Sandy Creek community now works to resort these piles of debris so it can be picked up by Travis County contractors.
We've had volunteers out here, hundreds, thousands of volunteers out here working their butts off to get these piles to where they are, and the fact that we have to now sort through it, and this is only one pile.
You bring the dumpsters, you sort it yourself.
The county has asked for separate piles for appliances, construction and demolition materials, brush and vegetation, hazardous waste, and electronics. But it does have this cleanup hotline for anyone who needs help cleaning up damage, saying they will connect you with volunteers from local relief organizations.
We understand the frustration, and there is frustrations on our side as well. One of the reasons we're asking for the debris to be separated is because that's how landfills accept the debris.
Contractors are expected to be in these hard-hit areas in northwest Travis County for the next several days.
We're working with this community. We're working with everyone we can to address the needs that this community has.
And meanwhile, this community continues to rally, tired and weary, but not broken.
Just trying to make it happen.
Jayla Washington, KXAN News.
So your name is Luna?
Yes.
How old are you, Luna?
9.
You're 9? Tell me about what you're doing today.
I'm going to make bracelets.
Tucked away in a fort, its walls made of piles of donations that have come into Grape Juice, her parents' restaurant, Luna set up shop to make bracelets for first responders and volunteers. Even at just 9 years old, she understands that her community needs support, and she wants to help.
What do you guys need here, supply-wise?
Anything and everything, really.
Allie Blanchard grew up in Kerr County. She says the supplies here are going to rescue teams and those impacted by the storm.
This is what I have.
And she's also trying to find the owner of washed away memories.
I know they're beat up and stuff, but they might mean something to somebody.
Like total destruction.
Volunteers out of Round Mountain Baptist Church worked to get water and supplies to those in their community without right now. For this volunteer, and so many others, this is personal. This man's friend lost his wife, son, and daughter. He used to drive them to school.
This boy was really good. Sweet kid. His daughter was a sweetheart too.
It's very important that we let people know that even though we don't understand why this is happening, that there is still hope.
Well, of course, the first thing you see when you look at the Hunt store is that it's destroyed. But there are two specific things that I really want to point out. They rearranged the letters to spell out Hunt Strong, and someone came by to drop flowers off earlier. Everyone who we've spoken with out here today says the community has been absolutely phenomenal in their support.
When you're on Facebook and you see devastation like this, or on social media and you see devastation like this, it's so easy to scroll past. But when it's in your own backyard, there is no scrolling past it.
Despite the devastation here, neighbors helping neighbors as this community works to piece itself back together.
And as the donations keep coming in,
It doesn't matter if you have big gaps or spaces inside.
Luna is hard at work doing her part.